I don't know if it's running yet, but I guess we'll find out. It's starting. And I think there we go. Hello you guys. It's been a little while since you heard anything from me, but that's just kind of how it is at this point, isn't it? It's just how it. Well, that's how I am. Um, so the reason why I got on here today was because I thought I was gonna go to a meeting thing, and I wasn't, so I don't have anything to do, and I thought I would talk to you guys instead. So I'm gonna wait for some people to show up in here, if they do. You never know. And well, if you do show up here, then I'm gonna let you ask me some questions and stuff, and maybe show you around a bit, show you some stuff around my apartment. I don't know if that'd be interesting, but let's see. Stream options. All right. Oh, there's a person watching. Hey, Diana. I don't think I've seen you here before. Maybe in the comments. Um, how co you're the first piece. Blah, blah, blah. I can't speak. You're the first person watching. What brings you here? I'm a little bit curious, you know. Just why, why you want to watch me? Oh, there's another person. Hello there. I, I'm just doing like a sort of Q&A thing, I guess. So if you want to ask me any questions, you could do that. And if you don't feel like asking me questions, then I'm probably gonna get bored and start doing something, even though I don't know what that would be yet. Um, uh, close the window. So basically, I haven't been doing very good lately. I've got to be honest with you guys. I I've been going through a lot of stuff, and I actually made a video about it, but I'm not sure if I want to upload it because it's like I kept it kind of surface level, but in a way it's really personal still, and I just I don't think it's a good idea. Like I want to upload it, but I don't really trust myself there. So I'm gonna hold off on that one. What are you guys doing today? Nothing. Just sitting here watching Schizophrenia stream. Well, in terms of schizophrenia, I don't really know what to tell you if that's what you're here for. I've learned a lot about it over the years, and the more I learn, the less it makes any sense. Not in terms of having it or whatever, more like as a diagnosis, because it's such an umbrella diagnosis that you end up basically including people that are so fundamentally different in their pathology or whatever that you can't really treat them the same way. And then what's the point of having a diagnosis if if yeah, so that's a thing. It says my stream health, viewers may be experiencing minor issues. uh I'm sorry about that. I don't know what's wrong with it. um and hello there, person who showed up. I don't really know what I'm doing here. Still, I just wanted to talk to you guys a bit, see who shows up. So far, I have Diana in the chat. That's about it. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit tired sounding. I've had a rough couple of weeks, to tell you the truth. It's been really turbulent. I'm having difficulty picking myself up. I don't know. I don't know how. What do you guys do when it feels like part of you gets torn out and then trampled on and then put on display for everyone to see? And then the same thing happens to all the things you thought were good. Um, yeah, don't really know how to get over that one. Um, but still, I see, and that's actually something that makes me kind of sad because I feel like part of part of what's been difficult for me there for well a while now, part of what gets to me is that the piece of me that's kind of been damaged by all of this, that's I feel like that's the one that helps me relate to other people, and that's what I'm best at. And now I'm not doing so well anymore. Oh, Daisy Pumpkin, I remember you. We had all those discussions on Renting Feminist channel, and yeah, we never got around to doing something together. I'm sorry about that. I um I hope the stream is working well for you, and maybe I'll have a whiskey with you. Do I have a whiskey? Is this a whiskey? Hey, that is a whiskey. Mmm. I'll have a shot with you. It just happened to be a whiskey. It's not bad either. I like that it's kind of smoky. Yeah, I hope so. Um, yeah, you seem like a really smart and interesting person, and I've been watching some of your videos as well. I just haven't, like I said, I've been going through a lot of stuff lately. It's I haven't really been communicating all that much, if I'm honest. But what brings what kind of demons are you coping with, may I ask? Mine are related to um paranoia and trust and what's the word for it? No, it's not wine, schizo. It's whiskey. I don't have any wine. I don't drink much wine because I feel like it doesn't taste like anything, and then I drink too much, and then I get really badly hungover from it. I'm I'm happy to see you guys are popping in here because it's um, right now for me it's really nice to be able to interact with some people, and it's raining out, and I I've been losing contact with a lot of my friends, if I'm honest as well. Uh, it started a long time ago. It happened before last December sometime. The months before that, I was drunk like for a weekend straight, and everything just kind of took a dive after that. It was just a weekend, but still, it was. I don't think I had too much to eat. I don't think I had enough sleep, and everything just kind of went downhill from there, like in every way I can think of. But I mean, I guess sometimes things go downhill. I'm wondering. Daisy already told me why she's here. Why is the rest of you guys here? why are the rest of you guys here, I think would be the correct way of saying it. Because, I don't know, when I go watch streams, it's usually because I'm really tired or someone I'm interested in, or I don't know. I don't know why you people are all indulging me. Um, and I apologize for not being like on point and stuff. Usually I do better with this. Maybe one of you distracts me with a subject, and I will talk about it at length, and then I will stop all these negative thoughts. Please hit me with something, anything. I'm interested in everything. There's nothing I can't talk about. No, if that's not the case, then I will. Oh, there's one. It's cool that you got a notification. You like watching me. Thank you. That's really sweet. I know I don't do much. It's not really a professional YouTube channel or anything, but it's nice. It's a hangout. I guess I could bring you over here. Or the other way. Oh, look at my orchids. They're in bloom. Ooh, so pretty. Actually, they're not going to be in bloom much longer. They're dying at the moment. Dying back down. But maybe if I stop catching my cords under everything, maybe I can play you guys something. Huh. I can't play that many different ones. I'm not like great or anything, but I'm sure we could come up with something. And if you already know me, you probably heard some of them before. Oh, I can try and play that one that I played it in like an old video. I wasn't that good at it. I'll try it again. Sorry about the backlighting, by the way. Can I get good whiskey in Denmark? Oh, hell yeah. Denmark is a very alcoholic country. There's a couple different reasons. It's both its cultural and also Sweden, which is right next door. Alcohol is really expensive there. They have like heavy taxes on it. So they all come over here to buy alcohol. So there's a lot available. Lotus Land. Oh, hell yeah. Fine, I'll try that one. I'm not doing that well. Tell me I need to stop drinking, but I don't want to. It's been my self-medicating method when I feel bad for 10 years already. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Because when people start telling you to stop drinking, Often it's because, well, when we drink a lot, we don't really remember exactly how we behave. Um, if you really want to be introspective about it, you should probably have someone videotape you while you're drunk and see if it's actually an escape mechanism that you want to keep, or if other people are actually right about it being too much. Because I know some people who get very unpleasant when they drink. I'm not saying that's you, obviously, but if you do, then you might want to look into other options. Um, I wasn't much, but that's the thing. I came up with that. It's not complete. It's hi. Mm. If you guys have any other sorts of like questions or comments or anything, this is your chance, because obviously I'm not the biggest YouTuber in the world, but I'm kind of inactive, so sometimes I don't always see comments and questions. But I will see if you type in the live chat. So that's a thing. Um, is that a social home? I was at like it was almost like a halfway house except for mental illness, but because it was like a supported housing thing. I lived at two different ones before I got this one. This is my apartment, which I live in on my own now. I'm quite happy with that. Used to be. Oh, all right, that's okay, Diana. I'll see you around. Have a good one. Oh, class now. All right. I already read that one. I am silly and I also came up with that. It's not a thing yet. Hey, Project Peyton. I don't know if that's the Peyton that I talked to once before, but maybe it is. No, I don't think that's you. But hi, hello there. Welcome, welcome to my my random stream of I don't have anything to do because I thought I was going to go to a meeting with. Well, I actually haven't told you guys about that. I'm starting up a volunteer organization with some friends of mine. We're gonna run basically like a mental health drop-in cafe thing. Um, all volunteers, and it's gonna be like once a week, and people can come by, and we're gonna have some activities and stuff. But that's gonna be depending really on who shows up. So So we haven't really worked out the details yet, and the other people were sick today, so I'm not gonna go to the meeting after all. Oh, that's really bright. See if I can fix that a little bit. That didn't fix it, did it? Not even a little bit. Ah, ah, eh. Move some stuff around. Actually, it's really dumb of me to have that sip of whiskey earlier, because whenever I drink a little bit, and I don't know if you guys can tell me about this, I've been told I probably have an alcohol allergy, but whenever I drink just a little bit, um, I get a headache, like an annoying, persistent headache. Um, and I usually I just keep drinking until it goes away, but I wasn't really planning on getting drunk at midday. Um, so maybe I'm not going to do that. But as always, if you guys have any questions, comments, suggestions, anything you might want to see or hear about from me, then let me know. Might want to get that checked. Yeah, there's a lot of things I probably should get checked. To be honest, I haven't really been prioritizing all that at the moment. Um, I haven't been able to, honestly. It's it's you can tell even like my communication skills have dipped a bit. I used to be better at this. Um, yeah, but I hope I start recovering soon. Start heading the other way, other direction. Ugh. Seriously considering drinking some more of that just to get rid of it. Because if I do have like a couple gulps of it, like enough to get tipsy, headache goes away. And yeah, as you can tell, it's kind of it's actually kind of intense. I don't know if it's called like a migraine or something. I think migraines are supposed to be more intense headaches, or is it because they're chronic? But I don't know if it's chronic if it's every time I drink, or if that's it's not. I guess. Ah, I'm so sorry, guys. Uh, do you know what? Oh, so it is you, Peyton. Ah, yeah. I don't really feel better since that. Um, I wish I did. I wish I could say I did. Um, the thing is, I used to have a lot of empathy and understanding, I thought, and due to a bunch of things that have happened, I feel like I was wrong, and now I understand, and I shouldn't trust myself anymore, or something to that effect. Um, but that's also very confusing because it has like a rippling effect through my life and interactions with people, and all of a sudden I see all these things I didn't see before, and um, how they've been treating me and how they've been thinking about me, and I don't like it. And obviously, I could be wrong about it, but whenever I seem to test it, it turns out to be true. So I don't think I'm like being delusional or anything. I just think I used to be an overly optimistic person, and not so much anymore. Yeah, but that's a little bit depressing. I'm sorry about that. Um, I say a lot. I know. You guys want to see my passport? That's the thing I could show you. That's what it looks like. It's from Denmark. So that's this thing on the inside. What are we talking about? Not Nani Tot. Sorry. Uh, we're not really talking about it. We're talking about my personality crumbling, and I was asking if you guys have any questions or anything you might want to know about me or about schizophrenia or whatever you might like. I'm gonna like cover it up, but that's my passport picture. Life isn't always joyful, no, but um, it's more the feeling of um, like, wow, was I that stupid that whole time? Did I really not realize? I guess part of me did realize, but I just didn't want to. The thing is, I have a very, very strong sense of attachment and um, familiarity with the people I'm close with, whether it's like as a friend or more than that. And I feel like the way that you know, if you've had if you've grown up in a loving family, then you know that sense of belonging, sticking together. I had that it's intermittently, and it's back in terms of my family now, I guess. So that's nice. Um, but a lot of people don't feel that way about their friends and significant others. See it all as stepping stones, and I'm not on board with that. I'd rather not. Ha! Yeah, ID pictures are always terrible. I don't know why. In case you guys are wondering why I'm wearing a jacket, it's because my heating is off. Because I recently spent a bunch of money being a fucking idiot, and uh, now I need to save. Uh, I know this is kind of boring at the moment. I know I'm not being like super interesting or anything, but um, for those of you who still want to stick around for that, I appreciate it. I actually thought about turning on that super chat shit for a second just to see if people would give me money, but nah, I don't care. I'm not that destitute, and I think everyone knows that. Oh, you guys want to see? You guys want to see my deck? It's pretty nice. No, it's not. It's a casual deck. It's my sideboard. It's 4 colors, and so it's a legendary toolbox deck. I don't know if any of you guys play Magic the Gathering, but I really like these fucking things. You guys might recognize a few of them if you do play. But if not, then I understand that as well because it's a geeky thing, and yeah, it's whatever. it was just kind of in front of me, so I thought I would pick it up and show you. One moment. Eh. Oh, this headache though. I really should get that checked out, shouldn't I? Oh, it's pretty. Actually, that's why I got into him in the first place. I didn't even. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Daisy Pumpkin. I didn't realize. Uh, let's see if I can pick out some of the nice ones for the people who do. It is pretty. That's how I got into it at first. That's what I was about to say. I got into it before I even spoke English because I really like the artwork on the cards. And like this is a legendary deck, so I'm gonna pick out some cool legendaries for you guys to look at. And yes, I do have an appropriate mana base with like temple gardens, and I have shocklands. Please don't be offended if you aren't into this stuff. I'm going to show you some of the artwork soon, and maybe it'll be a little bit cool anyway. Because that's, like I said, how I got into it. Let's see. There's some cool ones. There's this guy. There's this guy. There's this guy. This guy. This guy. This is an old one. This guy. This guy. This guy. And this one's my favorite. If I was an artist, I would love to work on magic cards. I'm not though. I know you guys, well, maybe not you guys personally, but my audience has been asking me about my artwork, as it's called, so many times, and I'm like, I don't even understand why I look. The truth of the matter is, it's not that good. It has like novelty value because it's made by me, and I have schizophrenia, and apparently that's a thing. But it's honestly, it's just kind of gloomy headshot portraits drawn from pictures. I have a picture, and I'm drawing it. Ivor, that's cool. Brother plays Magic the Gathering, and you play D&D. I haven't found a good group to play D&D with. I've tried it a few times, and it's always been like I really like the game itself, but I haven't found a group that I felt like I like playing with. So Peyton, really? I have some of it right here. It's because my apartment is messy and there's stuff all over. The only way to get better at art is to practice. That is correct, and I am not practicing. Because I don't know. I don't really have the drive. And when I do have the drive, I feel like I should be using that energy for something else. Like making art is like it's an active thing for me, something I expend energy on, or whatchamacallit. Yeah. So it's not something I do all that much. Only way to get better at art is to practice. That's the. Is there anything which that is not the case? Like something you wouldn't get better at after practice? I'm just curious. Oh, why is this headache so bad? If this is still here in 5 minutes, yeah, suicide. That's that's a good one. If this headache is still here in 5 minutes, I'm gonna drink more whiskey until it goes away. Yeah, you don't get better at death or suicide by practicing. Well, you could get better at suicide, but I don't recommend that. I think you should get help, to be honest. I don't think anyone should feel that way about themselves, even though it's increasingly common, isn't it? Um, can't get better at sleeping. That is false. Though I personally haven't gotten very much better at sleeping. It's something about like working on it, forming good habits, not being on your computer in bed all the time, for instance, like only being in bed when you're supposed to be sleeping so that you train your body to kind of to know that when you go to bed, then that's time for the melatonin and now you're going to sleep. And so, yeah, it is actually something you can train. Um, Even though it's one of the more difficult ones because if you need to train sleep, then it's usually because there's a problem in the first place that's preventing sleep. And sometimes it's better to deal with that root cause, but sometimes that's not possible before fixing the sleep because lacking sleep can be extremely destructive. Um, it kind of tears apart your psyche, if I'm honest. Just being unable to have that kind of clearing out. Oh my god, this headache. Ah, okay. How you guys don't tell anyone I did this, but I'm gonna get rid of the headache, even though it's midday. I'm just not gonna get drunk. I'm just gonna. I mean, you made me do that. Oh wait. Talk about art, books, music that I like. That's the thing. I was supposed to do that. Um, art, books, and music that I like. I really like a guy named Lauren Jiang. He has a blog spot. I think it's suckatlife.blogspot.com. He does amazing artwork. There's a couple other people that I like. Uh, and books, I really like long adventure books that I can get lost in with lots of characters and lots of history and lots of lore. Um, Exceptions to that would be stuff like Lord of the Rings because I feel like Tolkien writes his descriptions too long. I don't need a detailed description of every leaf of grass swaying in the wind as the foot passes over it, gently nudging it in a different direction than the rest of the grasses. It's a little bit much for me. Um, when I was younger, I really liked the Golden Compass, that whole series, and I was a big Harry Potter fan, especially the earlier books. But I feel like the later ones they kind of lost that sense of wonder that I had about the prior ones, so it was a little bit disappointing for me. Mm, I really like a book called Sinue the Egyptian, or I think it's just called The Egyptian in the English title. It's by a Finnish guy. It's basically written based on a lot of ancient Egyptian historical accounts, and it's the history of the life of a man named Sinue, who was a doctor. So it's basically his life history as interpreted from the original texts by a modern author, and it's pretty amazing. Um, as for music, I'm pretty versatile. I like you heard, I play some classical, but uh, I don't listen to it all that much. Sometimes I listen to a guy named Kyle Landry. on YouTube. He's really amazing. Um, but other than that, it's a lot of electronic rap I listen to, rock. I like that sort of stuff. Have I read Mortal Engines books? I haven't read Mortal Engines. I like the title. I feel like we are kind of mortal engines in a way. The only question is, what are we running? I can't really figure it out. What what is humanity driving? Well, it's a bunch of different stuff, I guess. That's why it's so confusing. Do you know what, guys? Fuck it. I'm gonna drink some more. That helps. It will. Futuristic cities on wheels. That sounds amazing. Have I been eating well lately? Oh fuck, I haven't. You know what? I'll order a pizza right now. It's not eating well, but it's eating something, and it'll fuel me to cook something tonight. I will try to be watching chat while I do it. Driving ourselves in different directions. That's why we always self-destruct. Um, I haven't thought about that. I feel like I've always. Actually, that's fairly profound because I think that might be one of my most abnormal parts to my psyche is that I'm so single-minded. I I see something and I make a decision and then I act accordingly to the best of my ability and try to pursue that ideal of what I should be doing or however to express that. But I feel like I'm not going in different direction, and I feel like it makes it extremely difficult for me to relate to other people because I don't. Obviously, I change over time, but it's so slow and gradual. It's not. People change their minds too much. I I can't relate to it. I'm gonna. Oh wait. I was gonna order food, and I was gonna look up Mortal Engines. Hmm. Philip Reeve. Oh, futuristic steampunk version of London. No, yeah, I will read this. Do you know, where do you guys get your books? If you like, if you see a book that you want to read, where do you go to buy it? Do you go to a library and borrow it, or do you just get it online or something? You guys have Kindles? I don't know what do the people do nowadays. Oh, please just excuse moi while I go to the Just Eat pusher. Oh, wait, food pusher. I meant to say, and give them all my infos and get myself something resembling a pizza. Amazon, you get it from Amazon. That's cool. Um, I feel like a lot of people say they have issues reading stuff on screen. Like it's annoying to them to have to scroll and read the letters in that way and have it move across the screen. I uh I don't mind it, to be honest. I don't care. I read stuff on the screen all the time. I'm used to it. It's most of my social interaction happens that way, incidentally. What's my philosophy of life? Oh shit. You should have asked me a couple months ago. I would have been able to tell you. Right now, I don't have one anymore. I used to I used to always assume the best, be as optimistic as possible, and do whatever I could to support that idea of the world because I thought it would encourage it. If I was optimistic and always thought the best of people, then it would make them want to behave in that way, right? No, turns out it doesn't. Um, so, so I don't know about that anymore. Will I show my taint on cam? Um, no, no, not my taint, because I don't think I don't see a way of showing it without showing something else. But I do remember. I don't know if you guys ever watched Drawn Together. It was like a it's an awful show, but I really liked it. Um, really crass. But there was a they had a character parodying South Park, and she was called "Suck My Taint Girl," and she had like a song. This what brings me happiness. Um, used to get it from other people, and then I realized I wasn't really relating to them. I just thought I was. So now I get more like a cynical happiness out of focusing on myself. But maybe that'll change. Am I all right? No, I'm. I'm sorry. I'm being so cryptic and negative. No, like I said, I went through a bunch of stuff, and I'm just not very. I'm not particularly satisfied, but I'm okay. It's just difficult for me at the moment. And yes, good can feel good, but there's a limit to everything. I shouldn't be gullible. Being gullible hurts more than being numb. Not that I advocate either one, but sometimes numbness just kind of happens. And I don't want you guys to worry about me in any like in that sort of sense. I'm not. It's not like I'm gonna hurt myself or anything like that. I'm too indifferent to do stuff like that. You sound like you have made an image of reality. No, I used to have an image of reality. Now I don't trust any of it anymore. So I'm probably more honest now than I ever was. Need solitude most of the time. Yeah, I need solitude most of the time too. Um, it's just when people say that, it turns out they don't usually mean solitude. Um, hit me up if you're ever bored or need someone to talk to. Sure, of course. I'll try to do that. Have I taken psychedelics? Not in a long time. I tried it. Some of them felt helpful. I don't have anything against psychedelics, but it's not something that I like indulge in or anything because I feel like it tires me out. It's just it's too tiring, and sometimes you end up feeling like you've made a realization, and you haven't really. Sometimes you have, sometimes you haven't. How do you tell? I'm glad you're enjoying it, Daisy. Um, I don't know what there really is to enjoy. The headache has gotten better, but I think I need to get another drink. And I realize that like slamming the fucking whiskey bottle like this is a little bit obscene or whatever. But I don't have a glass here, and I like whiskey. By the way, this is I know I always have bottles around, but this is like the first time I've been drinking in a couple days. So it's not a couple days. When's the last time I drank? Week or two? I don't know, but I don't drink every day. I'm not like fucking alcoholic. Not yet, at least. I hope I won't be. It's not an escape for me because whenever I get really drunk, I regret it a lot because of the hangover, and then I don't do it for a long time. And I think that's the best way of doing it, to be honest. Unless you're one of those people where alcohol just makes you extremely uncaring and unsympathetic, then you probably should try to limit your drinking. You might need to go and get more whiskey soon. You just finished the bottle. Well, I might still be here. I see that you are in an image, and a view that I have of people and reality. Yes, I am in an image of people and reality. I've done that consciously. I've done it on purpose to protect myself, honestly. Um, and yeah, alcohol is the worst thing you can do. Well, no, don't worry about it in that sense. I had a drink earlier because Daisy was having a whiskey, and I thought I'd have a sip of whiskey, but I think I might have alcohol allergy or something, so I get a headache whenever I drink, and then it doesn't go away until I drink more. So I drank a little bit more to make the headache go away, but I'm finished now. Um, it's a depressant. Yeah, depressant doesn't mean it makes you depressed. Means that it depresses certain functions in the brain. It doesn't boost or enhance. It depresses things. And in the case of alcohol, it means that it depresses your inhibitions. It depresses your what's it called? Well, your cognitive functions basically. It doesn't necessarily make you depressed. It's not really the same thing, but it does fuck up your liver, indeed. Um, Drinking makes you violent, so you stay away from it. That's good on you, man. Or woman. I don't know if you're a man or a woman, but uh, I, uh, I think the best thing you can do if you're a person who doesn't react well to alcohol is to stay away from it. Find a different vice. Alcohol doesn't make you forget the pain a little bit. Makes you focus. It sounds like it could be dangerous, but maybe it's the right way of doing it. For all I know. Um, yeah. You're in a bad place, and I want to talk more privately. Where do you live, so I know time? So, well, It's midday here. It's 12:27, middle of the day. I'm in Europe. I'm in Denmark. But you don't have to talk more privately. I actually do remember you, Sester. You've sent me a lot of messages, and sometimes there's like a few people who've done that, like written me message after message, lots of long typed out messages, and I feel a little bit, to me, like when you're approaching someone, that's a little bit much for me. Like I read it and then I'm like, oh, that's too much. I can't deal with that right now, so I kind of close it. If I drink too much, it'll put me in a coma. And indeed, it has once. Hey, Lena. Um, didn't know a person could be allergic to alcohol. I didn't either, but then I started reading about it after a person suggested I might be, and maybe I am. It's something about, it's not like a conventional allergy. It's not like you could take antihistamines. It's something about your body not being that good at metabolizing it. something to that effect. And there's different types of it too. Like you might get a headache, but if, for example, Greenland is part of Denmark. Like you have the same queen, and it doesn't matter. People from Greenland, like natives, who've been living there for however hundreds of generations, um, their culture was never like Mongolians actually as well. Culture was never in contact with alcohol. Mongolians were, but not very much. And when the Vikings discovered Greenland, people were already there, but when the Vikings went there, they brought alcohol with them, and the Eskimos, having never encountered it before, um, it almost kind of ruined their society. And obviously, it wasn't on purpose, but the alcohol, um, when you live on Greenland, when you live on a frozen fucking thing of ice, you don't have much time to be drunk. You need to provide for yourself and your family. Like it's a harsh life, especially in the fucking 14th century and shit. It's not a place you just go and live. So their whole culture and society was severely damaged by the introduction of alcohol, um, because they never had it before, so they had no coping mechanism, and their biology also means that it, they absorb more of it. They get more drunk from less. Uh, you fuck off then. No, don't fuck off. You can stay around all you want. No, seriously though, I'm just trying to give you some advice. Like that's the reason why I didn't respond much to it, is because it was too much for me. Maybe that's helpful to you. I hope it is. So maybe, yeah. It's like I feel like when you type me a message like that, I feel like you think you already know all this kind of stuff about me, and I don't know anything about you, and it's kind of a strange interaction. So I'm apprehensive about it. You're addicted to marijuana for about 20 years. A year and a half ago, I had a life trauma. Instantly stopped smoking. Don't miss it. Started drinking though. Depending on how you smoke it, like if you use a vaporizer, I would recommend smoking over drinking. But that would be vaping then. I'm saying if you smoke stuff, like if you inhale crudely composted plant material, then it's probably not going to be good for your lungs, just overall. Um, but drinking is it's positively damaging. So watch out with it, I guess, is my advice. And also, if you're like underage, marijuana damages or inhibits development in the brain in people who aren't adults. So even though it sounds like I'm advocating it and stuff, uh, not if you're not 18 or probably 21, because your brain keeps on going for a little while after that. And you want to make sure you don't inhibit your development brain wise, because that's really unfortunate, to be honest. Um, yeah, I feel really bad for. Do you know what? Like one of the saddest things I can think of is it's like one guy that I know from like one of the group therapy things that I go to. Um, he has fetal alcohol syndrome, meaning his mom kept getting drunk while she was pregnant with him, and obviously he has no control whatsoever over that. But he's so damaged from it, and yeah, that's one of the saddest things I can imagine. Yep. Imagine having your parent give that little of a shit. That that would suck. And I know that that's the reality for some people out there. And well, I feel sorry for you guys, and I hope that you can break the cycle, because it's not worth it. You don't become anything. It all just devolves into shit. I should order that pizza. Antipsychotic medication for several years to help your psychosis, but I think ultimately it's more damaging than drink or dope. Antipsychotic medication needs help. Um, the options available are not very good yet. It does put kind of a dampener on everything. It I was an antipsychotic for like 6 months while I was in the hospital, but I stopped taking him. Uh, I had like an aversion to it, and I didn't feel it was necessary. But I've been actually thinking about going back on him recently, just because I've been doing so badly that I'm not sure I can control my thoughts without that lid. Then, but I think what the biggest issue with antipsychotics is that when a psychiatrist prescribes you antipsychotics, it's generally assumed to be for life, and I don't think that's accurate. I think it can. I think it would be much more successful as a treatment for like an over period of time. Maybe try and be like go through the institutionalized thing, just kind of not be in your head so much. Because to be honest, the antipsychotics, they push you out of your own head. It's like you can't even be in there. You just want to sleep or eat. Uh, Little sister's friends are 14, and a lot of them are at our house, constantly stoned. Yeah, that's probably not great. But see, again, you can get angry with them, or you can like try to scold them, but obviously that's not going to work if they're already at that point. Um, and it's because the problem isn't with them. It's not like there's a bunch. It's not like there's a large amount of 14-year-olds out there who want to be fucked up. It's because, well, they probably hang out there because home is worse. Yeah, pizza again. Yeah, pizza again. Thank you for reminding me. I keep forgetting. And I also want chocolate milk. Mm, that pizza. And I'm gonna need to type in my address here. One moment. You'll give us. There we go. I'm sorry about being slow. What would be a good Danish medication? No, wait. Starting with Avers here. Friends with medication experience frequent hallucinations, and their medications just seem to make them suicidal. I wish there were better options. Yeah, me too. I suggest that they talk to their psychiatrist about that. And if the psychiatrist is anything like any other psychiatrist that I've been in contact with, who know how to do their job at least a little bit, despite the profession being a little bit corrupt overall, blah blah blah. But if they actually mean well, then they're gonna try out different medications for your friend until they find one that doesn't make her suicidal, because that's not a worthwhile side effect to have. It just isn't, because if people go out and kill themselves, it doesn't matter how functional you just made them. You know, one of them is homeless. My family and I are helping him out. Um, oh, that sucks, man. Being homeless at that young. There's a lot of ways someone can end up like that, and all of them are the parents' fault. Never the fucking kid on the street. It's so sad. Um, yeah. Can I pay for my pizza? There we go. Chocolate milk. You have some on your desk. That's cool. I do like chocolate milk. And people keep telling me to drink it because I need to gain weight. I've actually been told I have an eating disorder. And then at first I was like, I don't, that doesn't even make sense. I'm not afraid of getting fat. And then I thought about it some more and thought about the definition of eating disorder and like disordered eating. And then I realized that I'm a person who constantly loses weight unless I actively try to put on weight. So maybe that is an eating disorder. Like I'm always dropping kilos left and right until I like try to eat more or people remind me. And maybe that is an eating disorder. It's just different from like anorexia, bulimia, where you have your whole body image coming into play and all that stuff, and the control aspect as well. Oh, I forgot about the Danish vegetarian lunch. What would be a good Danish vegetarian lunch? Um, well, it's not really Danish, but I like falafel. We have a lot of Middle Easterners. Not really a lot. But there's some Middle Easterners, and a lot of them open restaurants. And if you know the right ones, they have really good falafel. So you're going to get some of that falafel. Other than that, mm, I would eat råbrød, which is rye bread with since it's vegetarian, that's a little bit difficult because there's a lot of pork and fish in Danish cuisine. A lot of pork and fish. Mm, is maybe something with like rice and no wait, I got it. You get oatmeal porridge with a bit of butter if you're not vegan on top, and a bit of sugar and maybe some cinnamon. Once a person becomes homeless, it's very hard for them to go back in normal life because of troubles with finding a job. Yeah, like definitely. That's the same with prison, actually, in a funny way. People get so used to that way of life that they're completely unaccustomed to normal life, and that makes it uh, it's difficult to fit in, difficult to live up to expectations and all that shit. I had that issues. I was homeless for a little bit. Um, Ed knows. I don't know what Ed knows is. I've been told that I'm anorexic by a doctor because I'm underweight, even though I'm trying to gain weight. Well, that doesn't sound like anorexia to me, because if you're actively trying to gain weight, no, wait, actually, you can have anorexia and still be trying to gain weight. If you feel bad about gaining that weight, like if you feel like you should be smaller, like you feel like you're like someone's taking away your ability to control your own weight or something like that, then yeah, it's anorexia. But other than that, if it's just you're trying to gain weight and you're too skinny, then it doesn't sound like anorexia. Anorexia has been thrown around quite a lot recently, which is honestly quite disappointing. It's been thrown around a lot, but also it's getting more common. Like genuine anorexia is getting more common. I know more people than I would like to who have anorexia or bulimia or some combination of them, and it's really sad. Um, it's really sad. Maybe it could be hypothyroidism. It makes people lose weight and hard to gain. Maybe I haven't gone tested for that. Peyton's trying to get fit. 54 kilograms. That's not very much. I hope you're really short then, so that it doesn't mean that you're Eugenia Cooney. Um, I'm trying to lose weight. Oh, it's interesting to see the other side of the spectrum. Yeah, no, I'm trying to gain it, and like I said, my issue is never it's never really been with wanting to be skinnier or anything like that. It's just unless I'm reminded by something, I don't really notice that I'm hungry until the point that I start. almost collapsing and like blacking out when I stand up and stuff like that. You know, oh shit, oh my body has no energy left. I guess oh wait, it's 2 days ago since I ate. Maybe that's why. That's kind of the thing. Nani trying to get back up to 50 plus kilogram again. That's cool. Well, if you're less than 50 kilograms and you're not like this tall, then I well, maybe you should gain some weight, but it doesn't mean that you have an eating disorder necessarily. What I'm saying is if you have like the whole body image thing going on where you are dissatisfied with yourself almost no matter what, and if you have that combined with a very strong opposition to anyone trying to change your eating habits, then maybe you should look into whether you actually have it or not. But like I said, if you're just trying to gain some weight and people call you anorexic, then that's definitely not it. TSH and T3, T4. I don't know what that is. You're 5'2", Peyton. Oh yeah, that's pretty short. So you're probably fine. I don't want to start looking at BMI because I always found that BMI was a little bit of a stupid indicator of whether you're healthy or not. Because if you have a lot of muscle, your BMI is going to say that you're fat. That doesn't make sense. Oh, Nani taught. Yep, you should definitely gain a little bit of weight, and so should I. Look, I'll show you. I'll show you these skinny twig arms. And I mean, it's not like I have a fairly broad chest, but that's mostly boned. You know, it's not really like there's a lot of fat there whatsoever. And maybe there should be a little bit. Alarm set at a certain time to remind me. You could try that, but whenever I have something like that, I end up getting pissed off at it and breaking it because it always goes off while I'm sleeping at some point. We could be twins. Hey. I don't know what my BMI is. Let's see if I can find like a chart and I can work it out from that. I am 180 and I am weight pounds, weight kilograms. It's here and height. Yeah, my BMI is like 18. It's 18 or 19. I'm underweight. I'm trying to gain it though. Pizza's on the way. You want to get you want to get 100, get to 100. I thought you said you wanted to gain 120 pounds. I was like, that's a lot to put on top. You want to get a little bit smaller and see how you feel at 120, but that makes total sense. That sounds wonderful. Do you know what? I'm gonna actually weigh myself because I'm not 100% sure, and it's been a couple weeks since I did that. So 1 second, I'm gonna get the scales. Let's see what it says. 73 kilograms. So maybe like 72 without all the clothes and headphones. Sorry for making you hungry, Daisy. And welcome back, by the way. Hope you're enjoying your new whiskey, if that's what you got. I don't know what you got. Kilo pound. Let's see. If I am 73 kilograms, then I am 160 pounds, 161, just about. Uh, inch, meters, feet. So if I am 193, I am 6'3", and I weigh 161 pounds. It's not very accurate of how I'm dressed. No, I took my clothes and everything as wearing 1 kilogram. I didn't think it'd make a big difference. It's 72 if you want to do without clothes. How tall am I? I'm 6'3". I'm 1 meter 93 centimeters. My weight would be okay if I was the normal height. Scratchy, scratchy, scratchy. Can I ask you guys, because there's a couple of you who've been sticking around here, uh, like how how did you find this? How come you clicked onto my stream? Because it's it, I I I kind of want to do this more, but I kind of don't. And you know what I mean? It's um I really enjoy interacting with you guys in this way, and I enjoy usually sitting here talking, reflecting on things, trying to figure out a bunch of stuff and how other people think about me as well. Um, but on the other hand, sometimes it's a little bit difficult because it feels like commitment, you know. And so I don't really know. Maybe I'll just keep doing it casually like I have been. Um, what YouTube channels have you been commenting on lately? I've been commenting on Ranting Feminist because I have really good debates in her comment sections. I have been commenting on. I've been watching a bit of PewDiePie. I might have posted a comment or two on him because I feel like he's been doing some fun stuff lately. I really like Harmful Opinions. I've plugged him once before on my channel. I think he's an amazing autist. He's my favorite autist, and even though he gets extremely zealous about things once in a while, I feel like he's usually like he works in advertising. He knows what he's talking about in a lot of cases, and it's really nice. Um, wonder how short I would be standing next to you. Well, pretty short. You'd probably be about here. Um, by that height, you're technically normal weight, but skirting on underweight. Damn, that's good. That means I'm getting better because I do remember I used to be very underweight. I used to be like 60 and same height, 60 kilograms. Um, found this turned up in your feed. Don't normally watch streams, but you like this one. Well, thank you very much. I don't usually watch streams either, but if I do it, sometimes I'll watch like Blair White, trans MRA like shitlord anti-feminist type of YouTuber. Um, she does streams with people she disagrees with on occasion, and I genuinely enjoy watching those because I feel like it's really fun to see when people disagree but actually want to debate or engage in discussion. It's wonderful to me because it means that people are having disagreements without punching each other, and that's a good thing, isn't it? Um, in your subscription box, Avery. Well, you're lucky then. You caught a fine treat of a stream. Because that if you do this when you feel like it, then it's a nice, comfortable way. Yeah, I agree. Last time I did it, I tried to like plan a stream for later, but I really didn't feel up for it later, and I felt so bad for canceling it that I ended up uploading a video like canceling it and apologizing for it. And it's like, yeah, I took it too far. That's too far. That's too much commitment. That's not something that I'm going to be able to keep up with while I'm also doing the other mental health work stuff. Actually, I'm going to show you some pictures from that if you guys want to see them. I'm going to post in the chat. Instagram, because I have an Instagram now. Someone made me make an Instagram. Uh, See you around, Noni Tot. It's been lovely. That's my Instagram. And the pictures, I only have two pictures on there, but the pictures are from um, a volunteer education weekend because I'm going to volunteer to work with young adults with mental illness. Uh, I mentioned it at the start of the stream. We're going to basically be opening like a drop-in cafe type of thing where people can come in and just kind of hang out and feel respected and feel comfortable, whatever their diagnosis might be. And we might have some activities and stuff set up, but those activities obviously are going to depend on a lot on which people we're going to get. Because if mental illness is very varied, we might get some people who demand a lot of structure to be comfortable, and if that's the case, then we're going to try to provide that. And you might be in the other ditch where someone who might just want to kind of sit in their corner, like doing whatever, and not really have all that structure and social interaction. And if that's the case, then we'll try to accommodate that. For me, the interesting part would be if we get both kinds and or all kinds, and trying to make it function with all the different types of people. And the idea is that it would be rewarding to someone to be able to form like social networks. And that's my doorbell. Oh, pizza. Oh, hell yeah. Can I bring one to Australia? Let's see. This organization that I'm working with, it's a I think it's like a Scandinavian volunteer organization called Sit. You can probably see it on the sign from my Instagram, but I think it's only in Scandinavia for the moment. But expanding would be awesome. Like I said, all volunteers, so there's no reason you wouldn't be able to open up uh, a section of it elsewhere. And to be honest, I think that would be lovely because I think a lot of people would benefit from having somewhere to go and meet people without having to worry about how they're going to be perceived or whatever. And yeah, my plan for this summer. Yes, you're beautiful. Thank you so much, Roxana. Ooh. No, I don't have any plans for this summer. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to save up money because I spent all my money on something that I thought would be amazing and turned out to be yeah, mistake. Scrambled eggs and toast. Aha! That's cool. Anytime you want, Daisy Pumpkin. I don't know if I'm gonna upload this later, if I'm gonna make this thing public, but I guess I might as well, right? I always feel a little bit awkward making my streams public because they're so long, so I don't know if I'm putting something up that's like awful or something, but no, whatever. I don't think it's so bad. Gonna eat some fruit. That sounds good. I'm gonna eat some pigs and some chicken abortions. No, not chicken abortions, just chicken periods. Mmm. Oh, and cow children nutrients mixed with chocolate milk. I'm always eating pizza on stream, but part of the reason is because I am on stream, so I don't want to like create a disturbance by going out. I could have gone out cooking and I could have made that the stream. That could have been interesting. I'll do that next time. I haven't eaten pizza in ages. I'm so sorry. It sounds that sounds difficult. No more avocados. That's so inappropriate, Peyton. Oh wait, it's not Peyton. That's Avery. I apologize. It's because you're right on top of each other. Not in that way. Mm. Now it's a mukbang again. At least my headache is gone. Like I said, look, I did have some whiskey, and I am like tipsy now, but the headache's gone. It's so weird. Like it just as soon as I start getting like actually alcoholic-y, headache just disappears. You don't eat meat, so I guess I'll go back to your bedroom. Aww, aww. Well, I understand why you don't eat meat. I can see why someone might think in the sense that we as humans have the option not to eat other animals. So why would we? And I'm actually really animal friendly. The worst fight I ever had with any of my family members, like my little brother, was because he poured soap on the lawn. Actually, he poured it in like a little fountain we had, but he poured soap in it, and all the rainworms, like the worms, came out of the ground and they were writhing and dying in all the soap. And I got so pissed at him, I just started punching him. I got in an actual fight with my little brother, and I was so mad. I've never been so mad in my life. Never with my brother or anything like that. And that was because he hurt the worms. But even so, those were just fucking worms. I feel the same way about insects and stuff. If someone steps on a centipede or smacks a fly or something like that, I hate it. At the same time, I'll eat them because I personally I see it as a fact of life. It's part of nature that animals eat one another, and it is a little bit gruesome and it is a little bit cruel, but I don't see it as a bad thing when it's done for food. Personally, I find that it's something entirely different if you kill something for fun. Then I'm not your friend anymore. Ha, Peyton, maybe. Ha, Afro. Well, if you kill stuff for fun, maybe you're still a cool ass person, and maybe I'll pretend to be your friend. I just mm, I don't like people who take pleasure in exercising their power over others, whether they're people or animals. Maybe because they're too much like me, or maybe because they're assholes. Maybe both, maybe neither. You saw a butterfly melt once. Let me tell you a story about ladybugs. Um, by the way, I once took care of a butterfly. I kept it all summer. The wings were burnt off because it flew into a campfire I'd made, and I felt so bad that I kept feeding it with bananas. And um, um, um my mom told me a story once of why she didn't like ladybugs, and because I always remember her like being disdainful of him and not liking him. I couldn't understand why. And apparently it's because some kid, when she was little, had gathered like a whole two handfuls of ladybugs, like a lot of ladybugs, and went up to her like, "Hey, have a look at this." And when she went to look at it, he just kind of smacked them all in her face, like rubbed them all over. And ladybugs have that acidy thing as well that they excrete when they're in danger or attacks, and it's so the whole smell and everything ladybug just became terrible to my mom. And someone who can disregard another life like that, someone who can look at a living thing and think, oh, because it's not human, whatever. Like only humans matter, right? That's not something I it's not something I like in other people. Um, but I understand it because it's it's how our society is structured in a lot of ways. But like I said, I don't mind eating animals because if you do it for food, it's as natural as anything's gonna get. Even trees have feelings. It's been proven. Look it up. But taking pleasure in it, that's something else entirely. My dad once killed a mouse in front of me, and I cried because I just wanted to snuggle it. Yeah, why would you want to kill a mouse? Look, okay, we had rats once. We killed the rats because the rats were kind of freaky, to be honest. But a mouse, if we catch a mouse, we're gonna drive out in the countryside and like let it go. Why not? Why do you have to kill it? Find insects to keep for pets. Oh yeah, the best ones are ants because if you get a really nice ant farm going, oh my man, it's so cool. There's a channel on here on YouTube called Ants Canada that I've been watching a lot. I really like Ants Canada. If you guys ever want to watch some ants, you should definitely go there. As a biologist, I agree 100% all animals. You're a biologist. That's cool. I only know one other biologist. His name is Alejandro, and he is a marine biologist. And his thesis was called Evolution and Adaptation of Interstitial and Cave Animals. No, wait. Evolution and Adaptation of Annelids in its interstitial and cave environments. Jesus Christ. But yeah, that was. I love biology. He's a marine biologist. I want to go diving with him one day. What kind of biology do you do? Oh my God, Lena, yes. Cats are cool, but cats do play with their prey a little bit. But I find that well, a cat doesn't know what it's doing. A human does. That's the difference. You had a pet ant. That's cool, Afro. And no, ants are awesome. Like you can start manipulating with their pheromones as well. Same with bees and wasps. If you hand feed a bee or a wasp queen, ever since well, as soon as you can, you start hand feeding it so it gets used to your scent. Um, if it ever creates a successful hive, the brood will actually be far less likely to sting you as well because the queen is used to your scent. So it propagates to the brood. It's super interesting. You can actually have like a beehive in your apartment where the bees don't sting you, but if someone tries to rob you, that'd be funny. Ant named after Supernatural. I like that. Rats are awesome pets. Rats are super intelligent and so friendly. They just don't live that long. That's the unfortunate part. Wait, I think I know this frog species from somewhere. Bufo bufo? I'm wait. It's a common toad. Yeah, we have those here. Yeah, they're nice. They tell you not to touch them because something about you can get sick from it or something. But I never really was scared. I would always pick them off the road and put them somewhere like in the bushes or something because they'd always get run over by cars because they're slow. They don't get out of the way quickly enough. Uh, Measures the green cranial skeleton differences. So you're like studying the genealogy of it, I'm assuming. That's cool. Cat's a real hunter. I can see how he enjoys killing flies, little spiders. Such a cute little killer. Yeah. Cats are that way. But again, with cats, it's not like a conscious act. It's something they do because they've evolved that way. It's because it's been successful for them. The thing that kind of disturbs me about that is that I'm thinking like these are domesticated cats. Obviously, they're not wild cats. So do they play with their prey because humans like it? Think about that for a second, because domesticated cats have evolved to appease humans, just like dogs. That's because that's been the most successful strategy for propagating the species. Is it because humans like to watch them play with their prey? And I'm not going to say no. Uh, I was just thinking about it because I don't know if you look at a lion, does it play with its prey like that? But they don't really, do they? They kill him and then they eat him. Morphometry. Ah, so like you're studying the definitions of what makes it. I'm gonna look up morphometry before I say something stupid. No, not coffee. I wanted to search for it. Uh, External shape and dimensions of landforms, living or oh, so you're like you're like defining because if you didn't have morphometry, genealogy wouldn't make sense because it would all just be a gradient, right? Am I understanding this correctly? I think so. Uh, I think they like it, and because we like it, he does it a lot when I'm around. Maybe. My dog likes to go in my room and check up on guinea pigs. She knows I'll get mad if he barks, but he likes to know everything. Yeah, dogs are so cute. I think I'm personally more of a dog person. I like dogs because they're so unconditional and there's not a gram of malice in a dog. A frog jump on you. That's funny. They haven't been domesticated too long, so they're still big hunters. Cats have been domesticated longer than any other animal, as far as I know. Originally for pest control, so obviously they're still hunters because that's why people used to keep him. They eat the rats, and the rats eat the grain, and you need the grain to survive the winter, so you keep the cats. Your dog will always forgive you. It's true. That's why they're better than humans. Small cats can purr, but so can big cats. You can go on YouTube and watch the video called "Do Big Cats Like Catnip?" or something to that extent, because it's like a Big Cat Sanctuary YouTube channel. But basically, they had like they tried giving all the big cats like tigers and leopards and fucking lions and stuff. They gave them catnip to see how they would react to it, and well, they all liked it just as much as regular cats for the most part. And some of them were purring as well. So big cats purr too. And no, domesticated cats, they don't really meow by themselves, but when they meet each other, sometimes they do that meow thing when they're fighting. Cats just respect themselves, so they won't let us do with them whatever we want. No, I think it's more like the cat just thinks it's the king of everything. Mm. Nom, 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 nom. To tell you the truth, I don't even really know why I'm doing this stream. No, tell you the truth, the real truth is I do know why I'm doing this stream. Um, the 4 or 5 people that I cared about the most in this world, besides my family, they all decided that I wasn't worth it. You know, um, so me talking to a bunch of strangers online, that's pretty much me coming to terms with that. Humans drug up our pets for entertainment. Well, yeah, but catnip isn't really proven to do anything really, other than the cats like it. So it's really strange. The method of interaction is not known. Like they don't ingest it. You can put it inside of something, and just them smelling it is enough. If I am, then it's not worth me. If I am actually worth everything best in the world, then it's not worthy of me. And in either case, I don't want it. Not anymore. And I realize that sounds self-absorbed, and it's not really thought of that way. I'm just saying if that's the case. Catnip tastes good. Maybe I'll try it one day. I had no idea it was yummy. We might not really be strangers, Peyton, but We still are. Almost everyone is. Just knowing each other doesn't mean you're not strangers. I've learned that too. It's been the most painful 6 months of my life. You know why all that shit hurts so much? It's because after all the hospital shit, after being homeless, after all the shit I went through, after all that, I actually started caring about myself a little bit again. I actually I found a little bit of passion, a little bit of interest, a little bit of lust for life, you know. Guess it's back to square one. Start looking again. Hey James Dennis, what brings you here? Not about being worth it. If you care about someone, it's unconditional. Well, not me. It's not unconditional. I want to be cared about in return. Oh, Avery, I'll see you around maybe. Years of trial and error scattered moonshards. Yeah, but maybe I should just look for what I'm good at finding. It'll make you cry. I feel others' pain so deeply. Don't cry then. I'm not crying, so you don't have to. Even if you do feel it. Maybe it's just me being idealistic when many people see love, friendship as types of business. Hey, John Goes Wild, what's up? Types of business. I think everyone wants to see it as something else, but everyone really does see it as type of business. Keep on keeping on. I am. I'm just doing it on my own this time. And Project Peyton, the price of empathy that Lena always mentioned. I know it's not meant in that sense, but I'm not willing to pay it anymore. And you should think about whether you are, because most people aren't worth it. Most people really are not worth it. Met everyone on YouTube, boyfriend included. Ah, I also met everyone on YouTube. Well, not everyone, but how is it a business? I don't know what you mean by that. Uh, oh, friendships as type of businesses. I don't think friendships would be the correct term. I think relationships, romantic or otherwise, would be the correct one. People see it as you spend time together and then you both bring something to the table and you both take something back with you. Um, and if someone doesn't live up to expectations or someone doesn't conscribe to or subscribe to the same structure of the friendship, then it's negative because they're not reciprocating. As far as I'm concerned, any sort of relationship should be because you want to be with that person without having to do all of that shit. And it shouldn't go away the moment you're somewhere else. Had your own trust issues, Anise? Yeah. Yeah, I also learned to get by on my own. People keep disappointing me too. And I realize that it's because I expect too much. But if I'm expecting too much, by expecting honesty and devotion, then uh, I'm gonna stop expecting altogether. Because if I can't have what I want, then I'm not gonna pretend that it's there. And that's really sad. But I don't know if my advice here or my words should apply to anyone except myself. Obviously, I've been through some shit now, and um, I don't know if my perspective is gonna help any of you in any sort of way. So maybe you should just see it as me. Honesty and devotion might not be too much for you, but it's too much for most people. And even when it's not, it's usually one or the other. And when there's nothing like that there, then they're not going to be with us, are they? Believe me, I know it's not for some people. The boy might be quite good because my trust and empathy for him, I was actually. Oh well, I'm happy I was able to cheer you up. That was nice. I didn't think I'd be able to cheer anyone up like this, if I'm honest. I This is the shittiest I've felt in a long time because I definitely lost something, you know. It's not just a relationship. There's a little idealistic part of me, always hoping for the best because I thought the people in my life deserved that. Always assuming the best. I'm not sure they do anymore. Sorry, I take these breaks once in a while I get quiet. It's because I'm thinking as I'm speaking. You know, it's not like a preconceived thing. It's these are my thoughts and they're coming out of my mouth. Jay Gatsby. I haven't watched Gatsby much. Is it worth it? Should I get off of here, guys? I think maybe I should. This isn't a good look for me, is it? The book, The Great Gatsby, I'm assuming. Maybe I'll try it out. I don't read much these days. It's always darker before the dawn. I mean, time reflecting on it your own way may be very enlightening. You call it enlightening, but I feel like there's like a dark curtain being draped over everything. If I'm honest, that's what it feels like. It feels like I'm realizing something, but it's definitely not what I was hoping for. I have to get used to the world not being how I was hoping it was, to people not being the way I was hoping they were. It's not really just these last few months either. It's like a general thing throughout my life, like my adult life. I've been hinging on my best assumptions about people being true. I've lived my life as if they were, and now I realize most of them weren't. Give up hope? What hope? I never had any hope to begin with. I had certainty. I thought I understood things. Now I don't. And I don't really hope for it to be any different because I don't trust myself to know any different state of things that would be better. It's being cryptic again, aren't I? Don't put too much faith in other people, and definitely don't put too much faith in yourself because we're all human, and generally we suck. That's apparently why we need one another. We have like one or two things each that we do well. That's it. Hope for the best and prepare for the worst. I'm not gonna hope for the best anymore. That's the part that hurts. I realize that might bar me from certain things, but I'm just I'm just done. Tired of trying, tired of going through all that stuff. Tired of I'm tired of thinking I'm enough. I'm not. None of us are. I'm sorry to hear that, Anise. That's an awful thing to go through. I can't imagine what that must be like. Fucking cars. It's usually cars when it's both. I haven't lost any of my parents or grandparents yet. I have all of them still. I even had great grandparents for a while. Getting closer to 18, hope isn't working for you anymore there either. Well, um, at least let me give you this. You're not even 18 yet. Uh, the people that you've like been engaging with most of the time, probably same age as you. They're not ready yet. They're half baked. You got to give them another year or two before they show who they really are, because they're still trying to turn into it. At least most of them are. Most humans do suck, but there are some who don't. To hope is hard sometimes, but losing it is even worse, in my experience at least. To be honest, it doesn't feel that bad. It feels like letting go of the reins and leaning back. Go at different times, both due to illness. That's horrible. I'm sorry. Especially during your teens, because that's when you need them the most. I hope you had more family and that they were supportive of you, because it sounds awful. Worse than anything I can imagine. Like, my parents got divorced, but it's not really the same thing. And they weren't like they were angry at each other, and they weren't in love anymore, but people can be terrible sometimes. But the worst is losing them when they're not. It's worse than anything. Guys, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. I'm back. Hi guys. My back hurts. Maybe I'll find a different seating arrangement. This one sucks. It's so funny with you guys because it's like I made a channel like 5, 6 years ago about me having schizophrenia and being in a mental hospital, and well, it's the only reason I have anyone to talk to right now. It's uh, it's funny how those things work out. The dumbest little decisions made on made on the fly, like not really considering anything. Sometimes those are the ones that end up sticking with you, oddly enough. I don't really know what else to say. You know what? I maybe sit on the floor. Better for if I have. Do you know what I'm gonna try? I'm gonna try something else. I'm wireless, except my headset, because the headset runs out of battery too quickly, and I hate it. I don't want a headset. I don't want a wireless headset. Come here, come here. By the way, can I just show you something real quick? Um, oh, for fuck's sake, why do the wires always tangle up? Take this out. This is my charger. I fixed it. Well, sort of. So the internet is so great. All my best friends live in different countries, but they're more loyal than anyone else. I'm starting to think that's maybe because it's on the internet, because it's more non-committal, because you don't have to. People on the internet don't generally expect anything from you. I would like to be able to expect something from someone. I non-committal is all well and good, but ultimately it's fake. It's just getting by. And I honestly I'm I'm not okay with that anymore. I'm not okay with just getting by. What the heck? What? I'm not sure what you're referring to. Yeah, position is really unknown. I studied occupational therapy. I know I'm not supposed to be sitting in all those stupid ways. I just do it anyway. Uh, some great craftsmanship. Oh yeah, hell yeah, my cord. Oh, that's what you're referring to. Yeah, it's two chargers. I spliced them because one of them was broken. It's not really much else than that. Oh, oh, I'm so tired. I'm not used to talking this much. I'm not used to all this interaction. Peyton, I think I have you added on Skype, but I don't see you online. Yeah, that's my charger. I'll show you again if you want to see it. Um, so basically, uh, this end is the one that connects to my computer, and this end is the one that connects to the charger. And this is the part that I spliced it, so it has all the hair in it. I tried to keep obviously the positive and the negative separated. I did as well as possible. I didn't have a soldering iron still, so I just used tape. It works. If I go back in any period, any time period, anywhere in the world, where would it be? They're all the same. I don't. People have acted differently. Well, not differently. People have acted overall the same throughout human history. Our nature hasn't really changed. It's funny because I find myself agreeing with a lot of religious arguments and a lot of well, obviously I don't believe in God or any God really, but I see why they would want to structure their society in that way because it's when everyone is your family, the betrayal isn't that easy to perform. But I'm not gonna turn to religion or anything. I wish I could, but I don't believe in it, so I don't see how that's possible. New York in the 20s. That's cool. I don't know much about that. I think I'd be perfectly satisfied as a monk somewhere in a monastery, just copying passages from the Bible, just sitting there copying. I would have been fine with that. I don't need much. Yeah, a monk. Why not? No? Uh, very clearly defined rules for how to behave. Very few expectations, and the ones that are there are very clearly defined. And betrayal is unthinkable. I would like that. Doesn't really exist anymore. Anyway, you guys, I don't know if I have much else to say. I've been on here for like 2 hours, and yeah, but no, I'd be satisfied being a monk because I wouldn't have to deal with all these things that are on my mind right now. So maybe that's why. Ancient Egypt would be cool as hell, but I find that once you go that far back in time, I feel like there's all sorts of rules and social conventions that you have to follow, and if you don't, the punishments are frightening to say the least. I don't want to be skinned or put in the brass bowl and have a fire lit under it or whatever else they used to do to people who don't think the right way. Yeah, people did crazy shit back then. If I go back in time, I would like it to be after the Inquisitions, because I would like the punishment for any crime that I may commit to not be like crucifixion or flaying. Either way, um, do you know what, guys? I think we're gonna end this pretty soon. Yeah, it is scary how people come up with ways to torture each other, but I think I'm gonna end this soon. So maybe I'll end it on a different note than that. Yeah, I'm definitely more cynical and unhappy than I used to be. But I'm not all gone yet, so maybe you guys will see me around again soon. But for right now, I think I'm gonna hop off for a bit if you guys don't mind. Um, it's been lovely talking to you all, and I really appreciate that you guys wanted to come by and spend some time with me. No worries, Shattered Moonshards. It's been really cool. You should do some videos about your work sometime because not many people do work like that, and it'd be a cool thing to show the public. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you for hanging out with me. Maybe I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.